It's just not UPOE, it's WePo.
WePo.
Yeah,
Plural.
just try not to get repo right now. Okay, sorry about the technical difficulties and all that.
Man, you got the mic blocking your face, bro.
Oh, sure,
Just put it low.
it's impromptu live stream and whatnot. So we poll. Okay, we broke, nigga. We broke.
And that PayPal, to sponsor, help get a lot of this stuff out. Man, first off, Leroy. What was it? Leroy Cole is his name.
I think so. Yeah.
Tune in, man. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk.
All right, like I was saying before,
You still blocked.
man, it don't matter, man. They ain't looking at me. They're looking at you. They're looking at Quenzel ass right now. Davis E. Taylor made that. Anyway, apologies about the technical difficulty. This was like a spur of the moment thing. We got to turn the mic on and all that. So, and this is like just up on the spot. So, but like I was saying with the intro that y'all didn't get to hear, in addition to doing a whole bunch of Eddie Murphy type shit, acting out the entire fucking cast, this dude's also a rap encyclopedia right here. Like, you ask this dude about anything hip hop, he probably done some research on it and found a whole bunch of shit that most people they don't even know.
What we talked about behind the scenes is, a lot of our Texas natives, because we are from Houston, so shout out. And me coming up, everybody knew I was a big UGK fan, so
Why the fuck you wearing glasses, Spencer?
the lights are hurting my eyes.
Anyway,
I'm a start now. But first off, let me backtrack for a minute. Leroy, if you're gonna tune in, like I said, we're gonna have this conversation. Man, David Z went 12K today.
shit, we appreciate y'all for that. Like, shit.
12K today.
We ain't got no words for that shit, but thank y'all, and we hope that y'all continue to support this shit. We trying to crank these shits out as fast as possible.
And people who bearing with us is just listening to the music and supporting that. That's a lot of time and effort and talent. If y'all don't remember, that's Short and Willie Earl right there.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get the chicken joint going, trying to keep the barbecue joint spread around the city and all that, and shout out here, still keeping the bitches in line and all that, and shit like that.
And then of course I played Spencer, who the head honcho,
The old ass nigga,
and Tenderfoot, who's the young general, sort of like a loose cannon, just like Short, because the actual backstory, Tenderfoot do have an album that's coming. If y'all just check that out, I think we're gonna put out a mixtape for Tenderfoot, as well as his actual album. And the story behind that is that he became an underling to actual Short. So Short really was the one who pretty much took him under his wing by sending him on a dummy run. But Spencer really guided and repurposed. And of course, they say Spencer comes up with these fascinated lies. So that's really the how would you say the backstory behind the Act Spencers and the volumes, which we'll be uploading those volumes for Spencer's Time Life Classics soon.
like, okay, we'll give them the real story behind how all this shit started.
The story about how me and him met.
Alright, we start off at the post office.
It was a weird day. Let's just say, the terminology of catching lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, man, we was at the damn post office. It was hot as fuck and whatnot. So I didn't finish all my damn packages, and I don't know how many of them shits was at the time. It must have been like, this is like during the time where Amazon went on strike.
Yeah, so at the height of the actual COVID itself. So I actually had to do a route that day, and Randy was actually he was a helper. So they said, "Hey, go help this guy," and I thought it was one of them ones where he took a couple of packages from me, but he like, shit, it's hot out here. I'm trying to stay in my cool air. So long story
Man,
short,
what the fuck you talking about? There ain't no goddamn AC in them damn trucks.
well, you was in your personal truck.
Was I?
Yeah, remember you took the package from me using your personal. I was in the mail truck.
Man, it was a. I don't remember doing that shit.
Yeah, remember you took the package from me because you was finna take a whole cart at first,
Oh.
and they told you no, take the bigger ones and leave the smaller ones was for me. So, but anywho, so I'm out on the route, and we just happened to be on the same street as he was getting ready to drop a package. So he pulled up behind my mail truck, and I'm out there. I'm sweating confusiously. You know, I'm sweating like I was looking. Yeah,
Oh,
let's not be cheery. Come on now. But
what are we but grown ass children though?
I'm sweating. I'm looking like rotisserie chicken out there. You know, it's
Sweating gravy and shit.
And he says to me, in like one of those angelic voices, "Hey, you gonna be here for a minute?" I'm like saying to myself, like, "Where the hell am I gonna go?" You know, it was one of those type moments, and so at that particular time, he's like, "I'm finna
Man,
run to
nigga
the
looked
store."
like he was about to die. And I'm over here thirsting my goddamn sauce. So I'm like, hey man.
Oh, so that's what it. Now the truth come out. You was really thirsty, but you used me like, hey, I guess I gotta help you out. You know what I'm saying? You looking bad out here.
Yeah, you know, I thirsty and whatnot, so whatnot. So I'm like, seeing this nigga about to die. He over there like weighed down with packages and all that. So you know, I make this run to this gas station. I got like a whole bunch of Gatorades and all that shit.
Man, when I tell you, it was like a newfound life because first off, I'm a genuine person. Somebody does something for me, I gotta make sure I pay them forward. You know what I mean? And I thought it was real, you know, stand up of him because you know he's like, man, I'm gonna be right back. He came right back. Like it literally took about 5 to 7 minutes. He came back. He was like, and I got these different Gatorades. Which one you want? So I'm like, man, just give me whatever you don't want, you know. And I thought it was real, you know, stand up. So from that particular point, we just had an instant bond, you know what I'm saying? Because what they say, a person's character is defined when nobody's looking. And ever since then, uh, we were sitting out, and I found out he did music when we were just talking one particular day, sitting outside, and then, you know, you start learning about the person's characteristics and everything. So that's pretty much how that whole thing started. And then the Nick came when we was actually inside of the actual post office. Spencer is a real character.
Yeah,
He's a real person.
And the story behind him, that nigga used to have hoes everywhere. Like you even hear some of the people up there.
Yes,
like, they say he used to have a lot of bitches, like a lot. Like this nigga used to run through more hoes than Usain Bolt, trying to beat his time on the 40.
But the crazy part that I think that got everybody that just took him over the edge was
this nigga sound just like him.
What you call it, method acting.
Like when you hear this dude, like do Spencer real quick.
Look here, Michaelis. That's exactly how he talks.
That's exactly how the actual dude sounds.
And he's originally from Louisiana, so that's why when people say, "Why are y'all targeting Louisiana as your jokes?" Like this is centered off of an actual person. And yes, we did get his approval because when we did the pilot episode, it spread it like California wildfires because of the fact that we let them hear it, and when he heard it, people was actually like, "Oh my God, when you got a radio show?" So that's how we kept running with it, and it kept building up like different clientele. So we could be on the route. I just think of outlandish things, and I'd be ready to start writing, and you know, and just put pen to paper and let's go.
Like that first episode of X Spencer, like I had just read this book on how to write scripts and whatnot, because I was on a mission to, you know, getting tired of hearing people complain about there's not enough, you know, black representation, not enough this and this. So you know, if you want something done, you do it yourself. So I took the time to read books on, you know, movie production and whatnot. Pass off the tip, you know, the information over to him. So that first episode of Spencer was actually scripted all the way through. But there were some things up in there that were not scripted, and over time, a lot of that shit just...
It just became natural to the native. Because...
and you can hear, like compare that first episode of X Spencer, and I recommend y'all actually go listen to him. Compare that first episode to the later episode, you could tell a lot of the shit was just ad lib, made up on the spot.
And that's mostly where the freestyle comedy comes from. It's just some moments you cannot write them.
Hell no, like that, like what happened earlier with this live stream. The mic was off, and I was saying a whole bunch of shit. But today we did a skit. We're not going to tell you what it is, but when you see it, you'll know. Yes. But the thing is, we did a whole 8 minutes of it, and a lot of that shit you couldn't write. You couldn't write no shit like that. Yeah. And we have the video, but it's like there's no sound to it, so it's like, like damn. And trying to recapture that shit. When you see it, you'll know.
Yeah, and another good thing is about the chemistry. So, when they say you got chemistry, you pass off synergy to each other. So sometimes we could be sitting here and we just actually like basically comedy freestyle. You put yourself in the character mode and say, what would Short say? What would Spencer say? Willie Earl, Tinder, whomever that character is, and you respond accordingly to how that person is.
Like this latest upload, this Spencer shit, this was literally a spur of the moment thing. Like none of this is written. Like I just said, well, since we already shot this other video, and he was just testing out the mic for this to get the vocal settings like just right, and he made up a whole goddamn story. So I was like, man, in fact, might as well just do that. And this went on for 30 minutes.
Yeah, let's get it to him. You guys can get it for free $99. I'm like Oprah. You get it free. You get it free. You get it free.
Hey, not everybody gets shit for free. This ain't fucking China.
I'm just saying, I like people to have it because, me sitting on it, I ain't making it for myself. I made it for y'all. So that's pretty much what that is. And like I said, when you develop a rapport, you have chemistry, you share synergy. That's the same energy that's been passed and transferred. So one of the big things is like when we go in, I may, and I know I get on his nerves with this. I literally get on his nerves. I text him early in the morning. Hey man, I got an idea.
Man, that's what this dude has so many goddamn ideas. He might put fucking Tesla into overproduction or some shit. Idea. I'm like, god damn, boy, just write it down.
So it'll come, and I'll be like, because inside of an idea comes another idea. Like, so when I'm writing for a character or I'm writing for a particular, for a particular Ask Spencer episode or whatever, an idea comes from that actual idea, and we try to expunge upon it.
And just to put this out there, I'll take some of that blame for shit not getting done. I will say this, like sometimes there be days to where you just don't be feeling it, especially if you had like a bullshit ass day. It'd be one of those days where like I just don't feel it.
Free my people. Free my people. And it is hard. Everybody know. You work a regular 9 to 5, and you come home. Some days you may come home, you scream at the kids, scream at the wife, and kick the dog for no reason.
What the fuck, you kicking dogs now?
Man,
that's almost as bad as Craig stealing boxes. Man. What the fuck wrong with you?
Peter, do not take that the wrong way. Actually, I'm like Spencer. I am part of Peter right now. Peter. People eating tasty animals. That's pretty much what I'm at. But it sometimes, like I say, you have to get that actual deadline, and we try to stick by a code. Cause I remember a story like yesterday. It was out last year. It was funny. I was more of an audio person, and he was like, "Hey man, we got to do some videos," because we had such a small circle in which we was dedicating to, and we laugh at it now because he's like, "Oh man, hey."
And it's funny. It's like the first video that we posted up here, like the first actual video with actual video content. It's like y'all got that shit up to 12,000. It's like
So believe it or not, the first video was actually David Z.
Yeah, and then the funny thing, y'all want to know the backstory about that? That was done on a Sunday to where I had a fucked up day. I did not want to shoot that shit at all. But he was passionate about
Leroy
Man,
Leroy.
I swear I did not want to do that shit today. I was about to just say fuck it, but it was just one of those days to where my second mind was like, no, just you know what, just do it, just get it out the way, just do it.
Like I keep saying Leroy Cole, because of the fact that he always comment, and I appreciate you. So we get a chance to, I'm giving you a shout out because he always asks he asks the tough questions.
Yeah, shout out to Gerald Temple too. I'm hoping I'm not fucking your names up because I can't. I'm the computers up there.
Gerald or Gerard? GT, you know who you are.
Gerard Butler. We'll give you a shout out for that.
But what ended up happening, like I was saying, is that I would tell him at that particular day, because when I show up, it's like, okay, it's go time. We come sometime our fellowship. It was like, all right, what we about to do? We about to do another episode of Ask Spencer, and it was like, nah. So the Davis E really came because I was telling him the backstory of it, and I was like, I was real passionate about doing it, and I feel like it needed to be brought some light on, shed some light on it. So when I shared the actual video with him, it was like, okay, well, we could do it. So when I started putting the whole wardrobe thing together and just getting my whole thing, I was ready to go.
And for the Davis E thing, I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of did minimal preparation for it because I actually watched it, and I was just sitting there like, and the more I watched it, the more I'm like, bruh, what the fuck?
It got
and
crazy.
Then the questions were kind of like a lot of them shits were like just curveballs I threw up in there just to see what he would do with it.
I didn't crack under pressure. Davis E stayed in character.
Like that king, that $200,000 worth of king crab. I just threw that shit in and I don't know.
Let me give y'all a little insight on that $200,000 king crab.
Shit, just like that HNIC thing, I threw that in.
Yeah, the 200K for the king crab. Yeah, it was actually threw in. But before you actually get to the Law and Order chime, if you watch my facial expression where it says, I actually said something right there. The chime just covered it up. Cause when he said it, it caught me by surprise. So it was an actual live reaction. I was like, "Woo!" And I saw in the comments somebody said, "Okay, that's where the Big Shirley come from." Him and Big Shirley was at the crib eating. She spent $200K on that. So
shit, fuck around for that. Put that in part two.
That was I like that. People, please, when I read the comments, I respond adequately. Whether if it's good or bad, I appreciate it all.
And he responds under, his Quentin Rochelle.
Yeah, I actually respond under my name.
And I'm like, as far as like all the witty comments from like the actual the UPOE page, I try to make the comments as sarcastic and witty as possible.
Especially the goofy comments, and they don't believe Mickey and Goofy are really cool, but like I said, the whole thing is you prepare yourself, so it's the chemistry. So like he said, he didn't answer y'all. He's like, he was actually laughing behind the scene.
Man, I was like, when he was answering them damn questions, I'm over there just.
And that's the hardest thing not to break character. And because today he called me off guard because he threw in a line that I said for the David Z, and he used me on the video.
Like, let's not be children. Matter of fact, I might fuck around and upload that blooper. It's only like 2 minutes long, so you might get a kick out of it.
Yeah, it's crazy because like you say, if you try to put yourself in a serious character role, but some of the slight zingers that comes out take you out of the actual character itself.
Oh, somebody commented.
What we got, people?
Miss Dina Diva, what are you on here talking about?
Should I call you by your actual name? Lemon Bear. Lemon Bear.
What?
I don't know, bro. I hope that's a lady, right?
Man, the comments is way back there. I can see, but I can't see that damn good.
I'm Ray Charles. I'm Ray Charles in the night.
Man, you wearing like glasses in Ray-Bans in the damn studio. I don't get that shit. But, whatever.
It just that's the type of mode I'm on. Just cool, chill, and relax. And like I said, I'm actually Leroy. Where you at, man? I'm looking for you, cause you said you wanted to have this actual chat. Did she respond?
Yes, it's me. LOL.
Oh, Oh, okay. So I was right on the nickname then. Hey, share this video and know I'm not coming back to work with you.
Yeah, the goal is to make more money, not less.
Yeah. mostly. But yeah, like I said, man, there's 165 subscribers, man. If all of y'all want to tune in and get the gist of what's going on, we just basically giving y'all an update. You know what I'm saying? Happy 12K day for David Z on that our first video launch, which is crazy because the video is actually only 4 months old. For only 4 months.
Yeah, you've seen videos that be up for like fucking 15 years that don't get that.
Yeah, and then just people that's attentive, and I'm promising you, part 2 is coming. There's really no brainstorming behind it.
Oh, we got some shit. We got ideas. We got ideas.
It's
it'll
coming.
write itself. We just gonna say it.
It's coming. The only thing is that marketing wise, branding wise, we're just actually trying to have it reach a certain number, because it's just like you put out one video, you don't want to take attention from that other video. I want y'all to pay attention to all of it, but I don't want you to take away from that actual video.
Like this Glad TV X Spencer is pretty much, I guess you could say, Davis E 1.5, because the nigga lies just as much as him. So
Davis E associate. I don't know who trained who. Who did they go to school together?
Man, hey, David Z did say he was training niggas to do ministerial things at that 27.5 million mansion.
So maybe that's what Spencer started his come up at. We would never know. You would know, but you just have to tune in. And like I say, EP5 for X Spencer is coming. I know a lot of people that's been rocking with us since day one saying, "Hey, that episode should have been done." You don't rush perfection.
And like you said, we got full-time jobs, and I'm working out in the damn sun and all that. And I'm telling you, man, this sun is on some different shit, bro. It's like, I swear, it ain't never been this hot in Houston before.
Yeah.
Like I remember, it was hot as fuck during Christmas back in 98 or some shit. But it was not this hot to where it's like. And this humidity, whoever turned that shit up, they need to go turn on that the space age dehumidifier or something. I mean, if Tesla gonna do some shit like that, y'all can at least turn that shit down. This ain't Vietnam,
Oh, and let me respond to an actual committee where they said that every successful duo has to have a small guy and a big guy.
What are the
odds? And so what they say, big guys got charisma.
Yeah, they ain't lying about that. He's a professional bullshit.
What the?
Man, the way you pull off Davis E and Spencer line is so effortlessly. I mean, they are not lying about that.
That's method acting. I had to study them because it was one day. Me and Spencer, we was talking. The real Spencer that was we was talking, and I was in my case, and the first thing he asked me, he's like, "How the hell you get your case fast up so quick?" And I was like, "I'm ready to go," stuff like that. So he went back and started bragging to his other coworkers and colleagues and stuff like that. And it just, when I went to go do a pickup on his route, they was like, "Well, where's Spencer?" And the voice came out, and the lady comes running from the back because she was like, "Oh, Spencer is here," and I was like, "No, that was me." And she asked me to do it again, and she was just like, "Oh my God!" She just like fell on the floor like she couldn't believe it. So from that point, I was like, "Okay, well maybe it is legit." So I'm sitting in my case. Randy, he was mad. He was mad this particular day.
It probably had something. Well, I don't want to throw shade because I still gotta go. I still gotta go back there. So.
Yeah, but he was actually mad this particular day, and I was sitting on the stool while at the case, so. He came up to the case like, "Yeah, man, it's another day," and stuff like that, right? So I actually was reciting, and I did Spencer's line, and he looked at me like, "Oh shit, dude, you sound just like him."
Let's see, Ms. Dina Diva said, "I work remotely currently, so the only sun I feel is when I work out every day, and lately I've been And Q is a professional BSer. See, you know him long enough to know. I'm not lying about that. She knows.
Dina Diva.
If you know, you know.
I'm gonna have to go right back to Facebook and post another comment about your late night conversation, but I'm gonna leave that for another time. Yeah. Respond anxiously.
But anyway, like the title of this, live stream, you got the intro, and we will be doing more of these because we know y'all want to hear more. But another reason for this live stream because this nigga is a rap encyclopedia of sorts.
We was having a conversation and we was talking about Death Row in the early '90s. Well, it actually started before then because I was talking about T.I.
Here you go BSing again.
What's that? Ball stopping? Is that what that means? I don't know what that BS means. What y'all talking about? But we was actually having a conversation and we was talking about T.I. because I'm not going to discuss what was actually going on, but my guy did a beat and we doing this song that's going to drop, and quoting his line, getting fat full eating this Chicken Express, but I was getting fat full eating some Pizza Hut. And it's like you become a lazy lyricist. So coming in, I was just like, man, why you do this to me? Making an excuse for it was like, you got to push the blame off on somebody because you ain't gonna blame yourself. So I put it off on him. So he was like this. So I went in just telling him a story about what Dr. Dre actually did to T.I. for the song Popped Off. T.I. had an album that came out in 2010. Now, people that's out there, I think the album called King.
No, it wasn't King, because King came out in 2005, 2006.
He did have an album called King in 2006, but that album that he had in 2010 was called King, because he was like this on the cover with the jacket. It was one with Eminem, All She Wrote. That song on there, and he had the song with Carrie Hilson. But anyway, it was a song that didn't make his album. He ended up putting it on his mixtape. And I was just using that as an actual simile to my guy by saying, like, man, we ain't going to do that because that actual song didn't make the album. I'm like, nah, it just, like any, big fellas out there, when you eat, you don't want to do nothing. You just sort of like, you kind of get a little lazy, and that's what ended up happening to me. So
next time.
Don't feed me.
Yeah, you record, then you eat.
Yeah, you know how they say, don't feed the bears. That's exactly what that was. Do not feed the bears. So I had to end up having that, and on top of that, so that's pretty much how that story came. And of course, on top of that, I always got a story to kind of tell him. Of course, especially when we talking about like UGK, any of the Houston hip hop scenes, like people who don't remember certain rappers like Big Mike, you know what I'm saying, Mello, and ESG.
Wicked Cricket.
Yeah, Wicked Cricket sounds just like Minister Jap too. Remember, that's who I had let you listen to. So it's a lot of the things that that I be talking about it, and I kind of like put the story mode behind it. And when he be like, "Yo, you remind me of this other cat that always knowing stuff and just be saying it like, yo, we need to record you," because it's like the encyclopedia of stuff. What they call it, sometimes it be worthless knowledge. You're like, yo, like, how do you know this? Why do you know this?
And that's why I'm like, man, you need to like live stream this shit, like do something with it, because like you.
And again, that comes from like when you have a certain interest in certain avenues or areas, you kind of want to know the inner workings of it.
So anyway, what happened with that whole story with? And I said something along the lines of, even though, and when I heard the song he was talking about Popped Off, like I heard the song before, and it was on Wally's attention deficit. Yeah, the song Mama Said That We Bake Days Like This. And I'm like, Dr. Dre made this. I'm like, man, nah, because most of his early hits came from Dance Dillinger in the first place, and then that led into this.
Telling the story about Dash is public record. So what ended up happening was that Dash told the story about how he went in and he got his masters and he got unreleased songs that he did with Tupac. due to the fact that when Suge was in jail,
They rated they shit
they
like
raided
murder,
they raided the offices.
just like they did Murder Inc. back in 2000.
It was 2005 they did to Murder Inc.
Yeah,
But so which was he took the real master and replaced the old recording with blanks. So that's how he walked away, and he also had a $25 million lawsuit that he was successfully getting awarded from because of all of his work and his producer's credit.
they were raping this nigga out of his money.
Pretty much, and you get happy to see guys get paid like that. So that's pretty much what we was talking about. And of course, a lot of people who just don't pay attention to certain stories be like, "Yo,
And then
that's real."
it's like there's a lot of I wouldn't say documentaries, but interviews from various people, and I do not have the names for all of them shits, but I've heard these from multiple people where they bring up the story of why is Dr. Dre considered the greatest producer, even though he drops like one beat every 3 or 4 years or some shit like that, if 10, and people were like, they tried to get Timbaland to say something. It was like, nah, I ain't gonna speak on that. He just dodged that fucking question like a Trump's like a Biden supporter dodges accountability.
Now you ask yourself sometimes, like when you actually looking for good music or good beats, you hear people bring up certain producers. I love Manny Fresh, Timbaland.
Can't get down with that vax that thing up shit though. I ain't vaxxing shit up.
Drake, a lot of your old heads that were, that was doing things back then versus these new producers now. I mean, really, the best producer that I like that's in the new wave is Hit Boy.
Hit Boy, like, then again,
Hit Boy, he's taking the game over. I don't see like nobody that's really just in his lane right now. Not. I mean, again, that's just my opinion. People may feel different because, like I say, because everybody else sound and production sound the same to me.
yeah, a lot of them do use that same. And I make beats too, so I know.
That's
I
really
know
why he did that. So, and then again, here's another shit. You gotta endorse yourself, man.
And
Man, don't be shy.
Man, I try to be humble about my shit. It's like I got a whole YouTube page, just full of beats and all that, and full of other stuff I do.
Look here. If he gonna be humble, I'm gonna be braggadocious. Look, we did this remake of a Jeezy beat, "Therapy to My Soul," and I say we because I was in on it. I didn't get my producer's credit, so he kind of just did to me what they did to Daz.
Man, look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This seems to happen a lot. A lot of times when I don't want to do something, that be the shit that pops off. I don't understand that. Like, I did not want to do that Therapy for My Soul GZ beat remake, and now that fucking
So
video's up over
it's
there.
like over 8K.
Yes, that shit's on its way to being 9K. I did not want to do it.
And it was funny because I remember I was chilling at the crib and he sent me the actual song one night. And I thought it was ironic. I thought he just sent me something and I listened. I'm like, yo, this is fire.
And then, because it's like, who listens to Jeezy these days? That's no disrespect to Jeezy, but it's like...
No. I still listen to Jeezy. I guess I could be considered an old head. I actually like that album. Who that? Who chatting with us? Who live with us?
Top Bay Area rappers?
Who's my top Bay Area rappers? Or is that the name?
He's asking, that's a question.
Who's the top Bay Area rappers?
In your opinion, they asking for it.
Oh, man. Of course, you're going to put 40 Water up there. Of course, I love Game. That Game in my top 10 rappers. Kendrick, of course. And I ain't saying it because he's a Gemini. And I listen to some old school MC8. Who else we got, man? Of course, Snoop.
You got Nipsey.
Yeah, like I told people, I got on Nipsey in like 2008, and that's when Game had this mixtape, and they had the song called "Rolling on Slauson," and that's still like one of the dopest beats. And that was the first time I heard Nipsey, and I was like, "Yo, who is this cat?" And then I ended up seeing him in the movie where he starred in that they played on BET. So I was able to put the voice with the face. So I had been on Nipsey since like 2008.
And not riding this
Coattail or nothing like that.
but shit, Nipsey, like I heard about him like way back in. Well, I can't even say way back, but I heard about him in about 2010, 2011, and this is when Dat Pimp was like that shit, and everybody was like just saying hopping on his tapes, and I heard about this whole mailbox money, how he was selling mixtapes for like $100. I actually downloaded the tapes and all that, but I just it's like these days when you have Spotify, you have so many options and not enough time. You just don't get around to listening to it. So I had the tapes, I just never got around to listening to them. But I will say, Victory Lap. When he dropped that tape, that was like the first tape I actually just listened all the way through, and I was like, I can't believe I waited this fucking long. And then not too long, a couple of years later, it's like, damn. But then when the news broke, I'm like, Nipsey?
Yeah.
I'm like, Nip? He's dead? What?
And don't forget DJ Quick. I'm sorry, I was going on my little rant. But yeah, DJ Quick, man, he was one of the guys too.
He said most of them SoCal.
Yeah, but because I'm from down south, so those some of the guys I would listen to. I mean, they got some new mainstream guys, that I'm still trying to get up on. Like,
It's so
YG, he's there for me because I like a lot of his work also. So, like I said, from that particular area, because hey man, I am in my 30s, so. Oh, what we got, man? What we got?
Let's see, old school Richie Rich, seasoned veteran, one of the dopest albums.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard of Richie Rich?
I remember Richie Rich.
Shit.
Yeah, I probably remember Mac Mall too. If you remember that Mac Mall, because Tupac had a song with Mac Mall back in the day. I actually started liking a little bit of that hyphy stuff when E40 came out with that hyphy.
I just can never get into E40, man.
Man,
I don't know what it is. I just can't get into E40.
My favorite E40 album was Charlie Hustle and Ghetto Report Card. Oh, and Ball Street Journal. Those my three favorite E40 because I got on E40 at a young age. That 40 water that sprinkled me. If you want some of this, GAME, say 40 pot. Yeah, man, it was unique to us because, like I said, we from Texas, so all we knew was
Said Mac Dre.
And Mac Dre part of the hyphy. What is it? Oh, I'm about to say Keep, but that's Chicago. But yeah, yada da say, yada da be. So yeah, man, that's a good question. Hey, man, y'all keep that coming. Whoever else is on there, Leroy, we still looking for you, man. You said you wanted the fellowship. Let's go ahead and let's get this done.
And as far as like Cali rappers, I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those people that it's very difficult for me to listen to new shit because typically every time I've seen just a giant shift, it's not necessarily for the better.
I mean, like I said,
like hell, it wasn't too long ago. Like it took the same amount of effort as it took for Bun B to get Pimp C to do UGK for me to even consider making trap beats. Like if you read that Sweet James story, that the Pimp C book, Pimp C absolutely did not want to do that fucking song at all. And he said when he heard that shit, it sounded like a Taco Bell commercial or some shit like that.
But he was also influenced by
Tupac.
What would Tupac do?
Yeah, you read that book, it's very enlightening.
Yeah. So, what we saying that that remake to Jeezy remake to that Therapy for My Soul, that was actually he made it on a Sunday.
Yeah,
we finished the route. We came here. He made it on a Sunday, and I remember what was that plug-in we was using inside of Studio One?
When you think of Sacramento rap, what do you think of?
Sacramento route. Hey man, I don't know. You put me on the map there. don't know, man. What good rappers from Sacramento, man? It ain't no disrespect, but just
Like when you think of Sacramento, you might think of typical like rock bands more than rap.
yeah. I'm more most of the guys from Rosecrans and Compton. You know,
Yeah, and the Bay Area.
yeah, or Long Beach. Oh man,
And
I'm so sorry, bro.
and on no shade to like after reading Pimp C's book, you found out that Snoop Dogg got a lot of his style from Mr. 3-2. Like how Snoop Dogg, used to rap that smooth shit. Mr. 3-2 from down south like was already doing that prior.
And my guy, Crooked Eye. I love Crooked Eye. Love Crooked Eye.
Since there's a butt coming on.
No, that's no but. I'm just saying that when we was talking about uh, just rappers that's out there in the Bay Area,
Oh, you can't forget about Raz Cass, man.
man. See, like I said, don't blame it on my heart, man. It's really my head that's right now because, like I said, it's a good question. I'm glad you guys asking the live stream. Good thing I'm not being asking these questions on trial because I would have failed horribly.
Man, look what he did with David Z.
It's doubted, but man, like I said, it's just
Seabo, Brother Lunch, Hollow Tip.
I'm Sibo, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard that name before.
I heard
from,
Sibo, yeah.
I've heard of that name in a record. Damn, I gotta get that up again. Lynch.
Mm, Q, man, I'm Mac 10, bro. I'm Dub C. I like Dub C work on when he worked with Lazy Bone. You know what I'm saying? That El Burner album that came out in '01. I think I jammed that into the CD scratch.
Man, why don't you all right, which album can you to this day go back and listen to and every time you hear it is like the first time every time?
My top 5 albums because I'm already ready for that. Nas, It Was Written. Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Of course, UGK, Riding Dirty.
Oh, yeah, that's in my top.
And then if I had to go, I had another Nas album. People, which is the album that came out in 2012, Life is Good. I love the production on that. And then, of course, fifth is going to be Biggs, not Ready to Die, but Life After Death.
Yeah, I used to jam that, but I wouldn't put it in my top 5, though.
You said I said my top 5 albums that I can go back and listen to.
And of course, every time you bring that up, people going like, be like, nah, nigga, that ain't that. Nah, this should be up in there.
Yeah,
it's like, nah.
man. Cause matter of fact, we were just talking about it earlier today. Before we went live, we was talking about Big L.
Big L.
That freestyle, and that's when I came up. I made the actual when you listen to spitters from up north. I'm talking about New York area. I really couldn't name not one bad spitter from up north.
Lil Wayne and Carter 3, but
now, would you say that's Lil Wayne or would you say that's more Gilly the Kid? Because Gilly wrote that album.
like I said, when it comes to Lil Wayne, I'd say the Carter 1 is as far as like I would be willing to go.
I like the Carter 2. I mean, he had dope tracks on there, especially one of my favorite songs is Hoes.
For me, it's the Carter 1. Like most of that album is.
But you still we still talking about Gilly at that particular time,
I'm talking about before Gilly then.
So, cause
the Carter 1 was like pretty much like some of that shit you heard before, especially that Check My Swag. Like you heard that freestyle on Rap City, so that wasn't new, but you knew he like kind of had that already, so it was him, and it sounded good over the beat that he was using it on.
Juvenile 400 Degrees. I can't think of one bad song on there.
And like I said, he knows more about albums than I do. The albums I was listening to, I was listening to like niggas who like were just straight like bending words, like Chinese contortionists, man. I was listening to a lot of Cool G rap in high school. Like 4, 5, 6, I had that shit playing on repeat.
Love that, love that. See, and that's the thing when I say I can't really say a top 10 without saying Cool G.
Especially that, man, that song,
And
Fast Life, Executioner Style.
Shame.
Like, Executioner Style was like just a vicious record. Despite the production on that song was just brutal, and I had to keep rewinding and just listening to how he was just tying all that shit together. And I'm like,
And then
Naughty by Nature,
Tretch.
bruh, that Joker shit. That shit made Eminem stop rapping for a little bit when he had that interview. He said, when I heard that, I could snap rap pack clicks. I can snap rap pack click clack pat a pat pat. Take that ass to the point you have to ask for your ass back. The fucking Joker smoker taunted by the one. If I was born in Chunky's temple, I would have turned out a Shogun. Eminem said when he heard that shit, he's like, you know what? I'm done writing. I'm done for a while. He said he quit rapping for months after that.
And that'll do that to you because sometimes good rappers push the envelope. And I tell them that all the time. You know, I'm just like, man, I was listening to the song Fat Joe had on his album. It was called John Blaze. Now, I'm saying it for the people that Nas is my favorite rapper. Nas is my favorite rapper. And they had, on this particular song, they had Jada Kiss, Raekwon, Nas, and Fat Joe himself, and Big Pun held his own. I was like, dude, it's like certain things that make you question your penmanship in this game.
Man, I'm telling you, Rakim is one of those cats that, like, people say he's old school, but a lot of that dude's, like, early shit, still our classes, a lot of shit that, you think is fire right now. Like, hell, Follow the Leader. That album, that entire tape was years ahead of what some of these cats think they're doing right now.
Yeah, and that goes back to when we start talking about, like, when you talk about a group, like, my favorite group is Bone Thugs.
I couldn't understand what the fuck them niggas were saying, bro.
Bro, that melodic harmony, that
yes, it's harmony, but I can't understand what the fuck them niggas are saying.
Bro, that right there was like, And then of course when I got on, Wu-Tang,
that bro. And I didn't hear them until I got to Japan, and that was in 2013 or 14. I ended up doing a whole mixtape just based off of Wu-Tang beats, bro.
I tell people they all got different styles, but my favorite person inside of actual Wu-Tang was Raekwon, the chef. I think you say you like Inspector Deck.
Inspector or Jizza.
Yeah.
It's close, but I would have to. Damn, that's
Inspector
hard.
Deck got it's funny because when I sent him certain things, he responded kind of said, "Bruh, I already knew this."
It's just I just end up just sometimes just reading like these days when you have constant internet connection and you can't sleep, so you end up waking up just being up to like 4, 5 in the fucking morning on the wrong side of the internet, learning like why the fuck am I reading this? And you done went through like 45 different subjects, and somebody come tell you something, he's like, oh yeah, I knew that, and you don't mean to be come off like an ass. It just
I don't. Sometimes when you do that, I don't respond back to the text message that was going to precede it because I was going to say something, but I just be like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, it's not intentional. It's
to me it's cool, but like I said, man, and it's like, but one of my favorite. I also like Ghostface too, man. My favorite album. Some people like Supreme Clientele. I like Fishkill.
When I say I couldn't get past, this is not a bad thing. It just means I listen to it so much that I just can't move past, the Iron Man.
Yeah,
like Daytona 500. I had that shit.
And who you said had the best verse on that?
Man,
Come
Alright.
Come on, say it.
Raekwon.
There we go.
Alright, say peace to cats who rock mag knowledge. The street astrologers is loaded the mic, guard knowledge, fly points, the character points, Corona, roller holder, play it guard, eat pack over the shoulder. Man, bruh, after hearing that shit, I stopped writing for a little bit, man. That shit.
And here's a history fact. When they did that, the Daytona, that actual verse got him on live at the barbecue with Outkast. History fact.
Here's another a little side piece. If y'all are fans of Mobb Deep, if y'all have heard that song, what is it? Just Step or Give Up the Goods. That song was produced by Q-Tip of A Tribe Called Quest. They sampled some French song or whatever, but there was a guy, Big Noid, and he goes in between Havoc and Prodigy. His verse got him signed. He was spitting that hard. He spit harder than both of them. The way that dude was just flipping it there, just flowing, like whoever heard that, like, yo, who the fuck is that? Get me him. He got signed.
And see that right there. Remember, that's what got Nas signed when he did that actual freestyle back in '91, live at the barbecue.
Have you seen the scissors
What's this?
for the kitchen? Like handles?
Oh, the shears.
Kitchen, honey.
Oh, here's some tea. I'm not British, but it's tea time.
Good day, Mike. This is Brewman. But it's got some phone and some tea, some crumpets. But like I said, those are a lot of albums that I was feeling like. Of course, I'm not gonna single out and leave out anything. Jadakiss.
Jadakiss, he is not to be slept on.
Matter of fact, let me say this while I'm thinking about it. It's fresh on my mind. Geminis are the best rappers. I dare
Let me
anybody.
guess. Let me guess, because Tupac and Biggie was them.
Every time y'all have a debate, they go between 1 and 2.
I'm probably gonna be flamed up for this, but I'm just gonna say Tupac was not the best rapper alive, or in death either. Neither was Biggie, but I will give Biggie his props. He was more technical. I can respect his technique. Ooh, and some more.
Oh man, that mug look good. That is not Duff beer. That is actually tea. But anywho, yeah, I say Geminis are your best rappers because you look at it. Some people say Kanye West is the best.
What is Rakim?
What is Rakim?
Is he a Gemini?
No, he's not. William is not a Gemini.
Is Tretch a Gemini?
No.
Was Big L a Gemini?
Somebody do the research for me. Is Big L a Gemini? We know Big. We know Kendrick. We know Elton John.
Is the Game a Gemini?
We know Outkast. 3 Stacks is a Gemini. Jadakiss is a Gemini.
Was Bumby a Gemini?
Crazy Bone is a Gemini. Ice Cube is a Gemini. I myself is a Gemini.
Was King Crooked a Gemini? Is M a Gemini?
I mean, I'm waiting for somebody to respond and tell me if they Geminis. I mean, I can't question them. I'm just telling you, Crazy Bone was my favorite out of the Bone Thugs, but yes, he's a Gemini. My boy Dave East, Gemini.
Huh.
Yes.
Is Nas a Gemini?
Nas could have been. He was born in September, but he opened his eyes in May. He's a Gemini.
Hold up. He was born when, but opened his eyes when?
Yeah, 6 months later.
Okay, he's doing a different kind of math.
Yeah, I'm going by Palestinian calendar.
What?
What?
Well, what? What? No? What?
Yeah. What's up with all the what?
Now what is it, Stone Cold up in here? What?
Can I get a hell yeah?
Some beer does not sound too bad right now.
Who?
Yeah, some blue moons with the orange wedge in it.
He's having one of those side moments. That generally happen. My boy Leroy. Well, I tell you, I don't know if you over there barbecuing or you entertaining your lady friend, but yeah,
Young tail feather, as
yeah,
Quenzel would say.
yeah, that's what it is. You can got yourself one of them tail feathers, and You ain't got time for us. But you know, I still appreciate your comment. For coming in, the people. Like I said, we happy 12K day.
Was MF Doom a Gemini?
Man, we still on this Gemini stuff. Marilyn Monroe's a Gemini.
Nobody talking about no damn.
Donald Trump was a Gemini, and you played Ronald Gump. Nah,
That was Ronald Gump, not Donald Trump though.
Carmelo Anthony a Gemini.
MJ, all of them. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mike Jones. Were they Geminis?
Why we talking about Mike Jones?
Mike Jones still got 65% of his royalties.
Yeah, but we ain't talking about Mike Jones.
But then, hey, that nigga won. He kept
Won
65% of his motherfucking royalties. He ain't get fucked. Everybody else getting fucked. He ain't get fucked.
Like I said, man, people know that they got all these crazy things about Gemini and it. Gemini this, Gemini that. Tommy Sotomayor, Gemini.
Is he?
I don't know. I just wanted to mess with you.
Some
Shabba Ranks, Gemini. I don't know.
Can you believe we've been on this bitch for like an hour?
No shit.
Then 58:39. See, when you don't plan shit, that's why I say.
That's what happened.
This is why I say we don't plan how long a video is gonna be, because you put moments up in there that you just can't replicate, and next thing you know, that shit's like 30, 40 minutes long, and people saying they watched the shit like 21 times already, and it's like, hey, thank you, just thank you.
What I'm end up doing is y'all play this smooth sounds when you're having trouble going to sleep. Just sit back and you listen. Now you get the backstory of how all these characters were created with this craziness in mind. So when you guys click on like, view, and you leave the comments, you got to believe, yes, they are being read. They get read two ways: by the administrative page, and then of course by the personal, which is myself. Because when I see it, I actually, sometimes it actually enlightened my day. Like, believe it or not, no jive. It really does. So of course, with people, when you do this, it's just, again, we thank you. He had been telling me that I needed to be on these live streams because, believe it or not, I'm actually shy. What? That wasn't believable.
And that's why he was able to play Davis E so easily.
And that wasn't believable.
That's why he was able to play that. You see that bullshit you just spit out right there? That's why he was able to play that
and
shit.
then, of course,
with no in one take.
I'm actually pretty shy. I asked the people that was last night. I had the little party I was at, first DJ gig. And then of course my guys, Samo, Bougie. I told you, stuff like that. Things of that particular nature and sort. So you guys could have, chimed in and left your thing in. But other than
you need to do a mixtape called Particular.
You notice you say that because if you ever listen to me talk, that's one of the words I'm gonna say.
Right. Matter of fact, you do a tape called Particular. I do a tape called Especially, because I use that word like a lot. It's just like niggas and hot sauce or barbecue sauce. It's like one of those words I'm just going.
No.
Especially.
I got two questions for y'all before I go. Just two questions. Two questions. And I wanted to do an actual, but since we going live ago, most of y'all prefer your grits. Do you like it savory with the salt and pepper, or you country bunking and you like the sugar?
Nigga, if you want sugar, you just
Get
make
some
oatmeal.
I don't get it. And then the second question is, my people and others along with it, why do you put ketchup in the icebox?
You don't do that?
Hell no. Think about it this way. You say you want hot fries when you go to McDonald's, and what if they put cold ass ketchup on your fries while you was there? Would you feel offended?
What if they put hot lettuce on your burger?
No, that's room temperature.
It's still hot though, is it not? It's not cold.
I can't tell you if it's hot or it's the patty that's enhancing it. I ain't never saw somebody took a sandwich back. Man, this lettuce was extremely hot. They supposed to have a cooling station for like where your onions, your pickles, tomatoes, and things of that sort. Your condiments supposed to be kept kind of cool. That ain't lettuce. That's cabbage you was eating, homeboy. I ain't never heard no hot lettuce.
Okay. We had this question. What was it? Reese's versus what was that other thing we were talking about? What's a better candy, Reese's or I think it was M&M's or some shit?
I mean, that's still Mars product. I know damn well Almond Joy went in that conversation.
Yeah, Almond Joy better not be in no damn conversation.
Nah,
Like, what nigga eating Almond Joy?
Dwight Howard.
You ain't used to no more than that. Oh man, yeah, but for real, ain't nobody no goddamn Almond Joy though.
Nah, I mean, I'm like I don't really do too much with the coconut, man. That's not me. That's not.
And there are useful things with to do with the coconut, but
That ain't one of
That's
them.
not one of them. No. Like if you want fucking coconut, that's what they got, coconut milk or some shit like that for. That's not that.
Oh, and then of course, this insight, an insight of the time is like this guy here loves canes, right? So,
But then again, I'll say that shit in a joking manner, but I don't go out of my way to eat Raising Cane's. I mean, I drive by Cane's all the time. Like, I'll still go to Popeyes before I go to Raising Cane's. I just do that shit just to, make him mad. Because, every time he hears Raising Cane's, it's like somebody said, there ain't no more chicken at KFC or something.
it's funny because of the fact that it was like, that was started off as a real argument.
And he took the shit serious. I was just like, hey, you know what? I like Raising Cane's. And, he got like offended, but I'm like what? It ain't like I said Popeyes is trash.
And let's say that we wanted to go public with it, so that's how that whole video came about. Cane's, and we did it in the court of public opinions. I didn't want to say who won and nothing like that, so we just allow y'all. And then the responses was crazy.
I mean, people say they still eat it, so.
But to threaten and say, hey, my son doesn't like cane now, but I run this household, and you ain't getting no dessert with it. I'm like, yo, that's kind of cruel.
Hey man,
that is cruel.
Remember back in the day, your grandma, your mama made them big ass beef patties with bell pepper sticking out the top and shit. You ain't eat that shit. You ain't eat shit for the rest of the day. Same shit.
Yeah. So at that particular time, you had your opinion. If you had a cell phone back then, and somebody say, "Hey, do you like them old ass ground chuck patties with the onion and bell pepper in it?" and you could probably say, "Hell no," you would have won because you would have sided with the actual people. That's all I'm saying. When you ain't got a choice and there's limited options, I'm not saying that. Now, I'm not saying that everything at Cane's is bad, but the thing that got me when I was going to Cane's is everybody that's standing in line like, oh my God, what should I choose? They only sell chicken tenders.
It's like, how do you fuck this up?
That was the crazy part. Like, we only sell.
So I get the 3-piece?
Oh my God.
Look at the 2-piece.
It's such a hard decision.
Like, bitch, you want to get fat or not? That's the choice.
Should I get it between 2 pieces of bread and add the slaw on the side? What are you, slaw dog millionaires? Like,
I'm dead.
I don't really care for coleslaw neither.
Neither do I.
They try to make it seem like that's a southern staple. Not on my plate. That's almost like, who made the potato salad?
Yeah, you can't eat everybody's potato salad, man. You gotta look at that shit with that side eye, like. Like that's the real side eye.
That's the when you get threatened, you make sure you finish everything on your plate. Damn, what my dog get.
Yeah, it's gonna feed that shit to the family dog. A week later, kind of got worms.
Damn,
and shit.
Dog that OD and shit.
Like, oh shit, what happened to such and such? Like, hey.
Total go. Dog like, who? That shit. Dog know better. He like, look, I love my life. Y'all try to feed me good, but I know bullshit when I smell it.
I'm gonna just say this, man. I've been around people who love dogs too damn much, and that shit is kind of scary to me. I don't get like how the fuck you got more dogs than kids, man. I don't understand that shit. I mean, I get it. You know, you in an upscale neighborhood. You know, trying to protect your shit. But I mean, wouldn't a gun be more efficient? I mean, you know, just put hollow tips in the shit, or just get a rifle that's automatic. Like, you know.
But hey, man, that is how it is. You know, some people like this. So you know,
And then that's another mouth to feed. Like you gotta buy like a 50-pound bag of dog food.
oh, don't remind me of that. Hey man, what was the joke I had back last year when I used to deliver that shit for the Amazon? I said, man, these dogs ain't eating these good. It's the people eating this shit.
Man, I swear I ain't never carried so many fucking 50 to 6. Then it's like, how the fuck you order this big ass bag of dog food, but Amazon packing this shit in a box that's like 3 sizes too big, and you over there
Bigger
trying
than
to
the mail
balance that
truck
shit.
we got.
Then a fucking box breaking. Now you over there trying to put the shit back together.
Mm-hmm. And I got to that point where I realized I was like, yeah, that ain't the dog. These people out here.
Like, and then like 9 times out of 10, when you deliver that box to the damn door, ain't no dogs there. It's just people.
This is your Alpo, Perino. Hey man, I'm not judging you. Oh, can I give you some water?
Hey man,
nope.
you know when the shit hit the fan or whatnot, you know that might be a survival thing. You know,
They know something better than I do. They put it in the bunker. Do dog food got an expiration date?
You know, I don't know.
So that's probably why they got it. That's why they got it. I don't know.
You know, it's smart, but it's not some shit I can do personally.
But that's. I figure that's pretty why they got it. You know, so it just. I don't know. They don't get the stuff in the can. They get the stuff in the bag. So the shelf life is probably no expectancy.
I'm not sure how they know what the fuck dogs like. You know what they like tasting or nothing. I don't know.
They with the dogs, they doing the taste test on the people. Come on in and do a blind taste test. We're gonna pay you for your case study.
I'm good on that. I'm good.
You like croutons? This picture. That's all this is. You know, it's like the question I used to always ask: how the hell do you eat pumpkin seeds?
What?
Yeah, how do you eat pumpkin seeds?
How do you eat sunflower seeds?
Sunflower seed you can crack. It got a seed inside of it. I don't know how.
But that's too much damn work though.
No, it ain't.
Man, eating sunflower seeds is too much goddamn work. You gotta crack the seeds. You gotta spit the other shit out. I'm not trying to do all
spit
the
out
work.
the shit, but that's all the professional sunflower seed eaters. You know, you one side and you crack on one side.
I'm not doing that. That's too much work. Man, if I wanted to work, I go work for the food company, man. You know, that's the only time I should be working for food or working to eat.
All people who working on the assembly line, like we was talking about the candy, and like how you work making stuff like bacon and not take something off the line.
You know what? That's like people who work in them drug labs expecting not to get none, so they make them work butt ass naked.
Well, this Viagra working today. That's the biggest been waiting been all week. Like, oh God. Oh
yeah.
God.
Man, can you imagine working in a Viagra factory and explaining like why the fuck your shit won't go down? Like, sir, have you? But Leroy,
have you been taking the products?
Leroy, I'm trying not to be impolite about this shit, but have you been sampling the product? No, sir. I've
knocking over beakers and shit.
Like, sir, you can touch the light switch without standing upright now. I'm trying to be as nice as possible about this, but you're making it very difficult. I'm not about to say the other word. Making it very hard.
You making it very. We can't get no harder than this. I definitely understand, sir.
Yeah,
you really have my undivided attention. I got the memo,
sir. We're gonna have to actually leave the building before you turn around and stop the wrong person and they charge you for sexual assault.
Sorry, you're not gonna report me to HR, right?
Sir, the hole in the ceiling, we're literally right below the HR building. I think they already know.
Okay. There you go out there. So that's really an equal opportunity.
But yeah, man, we been on this for a while, and I gotta get up in a little bit and all that shit. So just gonna have to cut it short for right now. Don't worry, we'll be back though. This ain't the end. Like we hope y'all enjoyed, you know, fucking, being on this little chat with us. Man, don't let me be the only one talking right now. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, because you know what that is? It's called a limited opportunity when you're trying to give your thanks and congratulatory and you're running out of things to say. Just like when people say, man, if there's anything you need from me, man, just go ahead and call me, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I send my condolences over to you. And they run out of things to say because that is generic. Then you ask the person, you're like, you know what? I do need something from you. Watch how quick they start backsliding.
I'm trying to find my way out. Nigga, like the door closing and all that shit. Why the fuck you trying to slam the door shut?
Like, just not like you don't want to hold the elevator for nobody. You pressing the goddamn button.
Go. Like, I'm not trying to stop on 15th floor before I get to the 7th.
So that's pretty much what he was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to look like he had egg on his face. So he was trying to tell y'all, in the meantime, in between time, thank y'all for tuning in. And we had to do a live stream just to see what's up. Appreciate the questions for the people who did tune in. Leroy, I waited on you as long as I can. But now we got to go pay some bills because, the light is going up. So appreciate y'all. UPOE, we out. With thanks to all the praise. And I hope to be back with another update with the 13K. How about that?
And make sure y'all don't take the poke.
Yeah.
Don't do it.